Spider-Man! I'm officially calling this month Spider Month, because there is so much Spider-Man hype going on right now, it's really just uncanny. I mean, not only with Spider-Man No Way Home coming out soon, but we just got our first official poster for Morbius. Looks pretty cool. Cliche, but also cool. And now, to hype us up even more, I didn't even see this coming, we have our official first look at the sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which, if you ask me now, is one of the best Spider-Man movies ever made. It took some time for my opinion to get there, but that's where it is now. Into the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man 2. Those are the two best Spider-Man movies. But yeah, Into the Spider-Verse is amazing. So we've been waiting for news about a sequel. We knew the sequel was coming because the filmmakers have been teasing us about it. And now, about 10 months before release, we have our official first look at this sequel, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Cool title, I like it. This is a little like 2.5 minute long sneak peek. It's not really a trailer, although it probably will play in front of Spider-Man No Way Home in theaters. But this is really more or less like a scene and a half. And it picks up from where we saw Miles Morales last in the last scene in Into the Spider-Verse. That very last scene where he's chilling in bed listening to Sunflower. Needless to say, I keep on check. And then you see those lights swirling around and you hear Gwen Stacy's voice. She's like, Miles, you got a minute? And that's where the movie ended. And so this sneak peek continues that scene. And one thing worth noting here right away is that Miles and Gwen do look a little older. Or at least Miles looks a little taller, which does mean some time has gone by. Maybe Miles is in high school or something now. But that does mean that very last scene in Into the Spider-Verse takes place after most of the events of that movie. Or at least that's what I'm getting from this. So Spider-Gwen is paying a visit to Miles' room and he's like, how are you here?
I thought I'd never see you again.
And yeah, I am curious. How is Gwen now suddenly able to travel between dimensions? I'm curious about that. I want to know. So she's checking out his room, and of course, Miles is keeping drawings of her because A, he's a really good artist, and B, he still wants to hit that. So Gwen is like, want to get out of here? And I would be like, yeah, totally. But unfortunately,
I'm grounded.
that is a bummer. I wonder why he's grounded. Honestly speaking, I've forgotten what it feels like to be grounded. Maybe his dad found out that he's Spider-Man. I don't know. I feel like he should find that out eventually, though. But I love Gwen Stacy's stunt that she does right here. This is awesome. She does the Catwoman falling out of the window, and then you go outside and you see that she's just there on the wall with her mask on. Right there, when I watched that for the first time, I was like, oh, that's sick. That is so smooth. That slick animation. It's back in this movie with a vengeance. Although somehow her shoes stick to the wall. I don't know how that's happening, but I digress. The next scene we see is very action-packed. It shows Miles Morales Spider-Man going through this dimensional wormhole, and so you're like, okay, Miles Morales is gonna do some dimension hopping this time around. And then you notice that he has a brand new spider symbol on his suit, which yeah, it does look cool, but I personally really love that graffiti logo from the last movie, because to me, that was so Miles. I mean, the way Miles Morales moves as Spider-Man compared to Peter Parker, it separates him so much as a different character, and I saw the graffiti logo as part of that. It's just so distinctly a Miles Morales thing. But now he has this new spider logo that doesn't look graffiti-like. I mean, it's a nitpick for sure, and again, it still looks really cool. I'm just thinking out loud though. And so we see Spider-Man swinging through this new dimension. I'm guessing this is Gwen's dimension. It looks really bright, all the neon colors. If I had to guess right now, 10 months before the movie's release, I would guess this is Spider-Gwen's dimension. It looks interesting. But then, out of nowhere, boom, Miguel Ohara shows up and starts throwing down with Miles Morales, and I was like, what the hell is going on here? Now, we remember seeing Miguel Ohara in the post-credits scene of Into the Spider-Verse. Miguel Ohara, who was voiced by Oscar Isaac here, is also known as Spider-Man 2099, as in, yeah, the year 2099. The Spider-Man Ultimate Guide even has a whole section about him, so I know who he is. But apparently, at least in this clip, it looks like he's gonna be some kind of antagonist, because he's fighting with Miles Morales, and I was like, why are they fighting? And also, you see briefly that he has this time watch thing, and it looks like they go through time. I'm like, they're time traveling now? This is nuts. It looks like this movie's gonna be pretty crazy. And then, the biggest shock in this little sneak peek is that the title comes up, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and then boom, part 1 comes on the screen, and you're like, what? Apparently, this is gonna be part 1 of 2 or more, making this animated Spider-Verse movie franchise at least a trilogy. That's pretty cool. But really, this shows that the filmmakers have been working on this movie for a while. They must have something really ambitious planned. And I don't know about you, but that gets me really excited. As if I wasn't excited enough already with all the spider hype that's going on right now. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 is coming next October of 2022, 10 months from now. We can all just add that to the list of Sony Spider-Verse things that we're looking forward to. Spider-Man No Way Home, Morbius, the Spider-Man 2 video game for you PlayStation owners out there, and now at least 2 more animated Spider-Verse movies. Folks, this is one of those moments where I'm just happy to be alive, because it is a good time to be a Spider-Man fan. So, the official first look at Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. Have you watched it? What do you think about it? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And of course, thank you for subscribing. Now, if you'll excuse me, tonight is the last night of Hanukkah. I hope you all out there are having a great holiday season so far. Peace!